The appeal of investing in markets which are difficult or the wanting to withdraw is quite common. Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about market timing. We just don't seem to be able to get rid of this love for market timing. So whether it is the fall of the UK pound or whether it is the incoming of Trump or the Trump not getting re-elected because of the elections being rigged or any of those things, everything seems to have an impact on the markets, right? This I'm talking of the US markets. For example, there will be a lot of US literature on what is happening to the British pound, saying, oh, the markets are interlinked, so if the pound falls, we will also take a hit. But the basic thing is UK today does not have much of manufacturing, and UK is going through difficult times, right? So, but what was the impact on the market? Well, not much. Well, the British pound definitely took a hit, and Britain is wondering whether Brexit was a good decision. All that is in its place. Come to the Indian situation. Should we wait for an election to buy shares? Give me a 6-month window in this country when there is no election. I mean, there will be some election or the other. Karnataka election is over, the counting is about to start. By the time the campaigning will already start in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, wherever there is some election happening. And by the time all this is over, maybe 2023 November, you will start preparing for the 2024 general election, right? So constantly there is election. Can you think of saying, I will invest after the election? Well, in India you can't. It's not an election every 5 years, it's an election every 6 months. So you really can't wait for that. So why do people think of market timing so much? Or they come and ask questions like, defense companies are likely to do well, so should I buy BEML, BHEL, Hindustan Aeronautics, right? The thing is, I don't have an answer. If they are doing well, the market knows it, right? So it's already there in the price. So what should you do? Should you be buying those shares, or should you be buying shares of suppliers to those companies which the market has still not noticed? I don't know, right? I build a portfolio, and I know one thing. I don't want a short-term movement or a short-term tactics to decide on my long-term portfolio. My long-term portfolio is already planned, done in a particular way, and that does not change at all. As an investor, what can you do? An investor, okay, let's put it this way. A person starts earning money. He has to be saving some money. He has to be investing money. He has to be thinking of how tax efficiently to grow the money. This is how you improve your wealth. Now, most financial advisors do not understand taxation the way it should be. And most chartered accountants do not understand investments as they should have to understand. The combination of a person understanding how to use taxation and investments is very rare. And I'm not just talking of long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, how to use clubbing favorably. All that put together creates your whole investment plan. So people who do not know how to give money to their parents, people who do not know how to give money to their children, do it very, very inefficiently and can get ripped apart. Their returns can get really bad. I found one, I recently was talking to a chartered to a doctor, and he was paying huge amount of income tax on his investment income, which made no sense, because you have to pay a lot of tax on your regular income, that you don't have a choice, but your investment income can be postponed, right? Can be you can do something to make sure that when you're giving money to your parents, you give a capital rather than giving income. None of these all these thought processes have to be applied simultaneously while doing the transaction, and that's the only way to be a efficient compounder of money. It is not just compounding money, it has to be also efficient compounding of money. This is what you can control. You can control the cost that you pay, you can control the asset allocation that you do, you can control the time for which you are investing. These things are far more useful to control, and these are within your control. Instead of saying, oh, will Modi win in Karnataka, what if Modi loses in Karnataka, should I sell and wait? Will losing in Karnataka mean Modi will not win 2024 elections? It's not for you. I have fun doing all that on Twitter. That has got nothing to, it does not impact my investments, right? So when you are investing, you have to have a long term view, you have to understand investment cost, you have to understand taxation, you have to understand where to invest, how to withdraw, right? You have to understand all those things and do it. Either you know it yourself, or you find a advisor who is willing to give you advice, or you put money in an index fund and then you pay taxes inefficiently, whatever it is. Then don't crib that, oh, investment advice is expensive. Of course, good quality investment advice is expensive. The data is so much against investment timing, because if you returns can drop by 75%, by 25% or 50%, depending on whether you miss 15 days or whether you miss 50 days of a longish investment cycle. You are talking of even a 7-year, 8-year cycle, and you miss 15 days or 25 days, and it can be so hurtful. So our ability to time the market is really very difficult. I am not saying people can't, but I do not know anybody who can do it consistently over a long period of time. So that is one big fallacy with which we sit. Second, understand why you are investing. You are investing to increase the net worth of your family unit. I am assuming husband, wife and 2 children, right? So I am saying, how can you, and maybe parents of the husband and parents of the wife, so maybe 8, 9, 10 people who are there as a family unit. And I'm talking of how to optimize the net wealth of this unit, right? Lot of things can be done perfectly legally correct way. Investments can be made, equity directly can be bought, equity mutual funds can be bought, SIP can be done, lump sum can be invested. But don't think you will be able to master all this and market timing. I haven't found somebody who can do all this very well. If that person is doing it, very clearly that person is doing it for himself. He is not doing it for his customers and clients, simply because they don't even understand and appreciate the efforts. For example, if you tell a client to do the following things and he does not do, there is no way how you can go and chase the client and say, oh, I asked you to open this account, I asked you to do this, the advisor will not chase, right? So it is for you. If you are here to create wealth, understand why you are investing, that you are a long term player, understand that over long term you will make money in equities. There is no very little doubt about that. Understand that you sitting during tough times is a very important way of making money. So whether it is COVID or whatever it is, you should be able to sit through it. These are all necessary things. So trying to do market timing amidst handling all this seems to be very difficult. So be very clear. If you don't require this money over the next 12, 18 months, that money can be in some kind of a balanced fund. If you don't require this money over the next 3, 4, 5 years, that money should be in equity funds. But whatever money you need for an emergency, etc., should be in your bank account or in a liquid fund. Once you get some of these basics very clear, then start investing without worrying too much about timing and elections. This country has an election every 6 months. Bye.